Fun, the first part of a comedy drama by Nigel Williams, a tale of strong passions, strong potions, and at times strong language. Robert Lindsay is the Wimbledon poisoner.
Precisely decide to murder my wife. It was simply that I could think of no other way of prolonging her absence from me indefinitely. I could kill her and nobody need know. Nobody need know.
Good morning, Henry.
And it's a nice one.
Henry! Why do you leave them on the floor?
They're aerodynamic, Henry. Does she wrap a brick in them, or are they just stiff with dirt?
Why? Why do you leave them on the floor? Who do you think is going to pick them up? Who do you imagine is going to pick them up? Hey? Hey?
You're in trouble, Henry.
Scrambled egg! 3 weeks old! Muddy boots! Beer cans! Newspapers! Dirty socks!
She is a strong spirit. I like such women.
Are they common in Germany?
How are you, Gunther?
I am well.
And Heidi? And little Knopsche?
They're also extremely well.
Henry, I am talking to you.
Yes, I must dash, darling. A little late for the train.
Why do you greet all deep feelings and real womanly hurt with wet little, snide little remarks? Why, Henry? Why are you so pathetically English?
Well, perhaps it's something to do with where I was born, darling.
Feel. Open yourself. Experience my pain.
Of course, darling. As soon as I get back from work. Bye. Oh, you bastard.
Oh!
There's nothing wrong with lending a hand, domestic-wise. Jean and I share everything, including the dog.
Seine Frau hat ihm Saures gegeben.
Ach, nein, schon wieder.
Henry, it's me, Elinor. Are you there? I know you are there, Henry. Why do you hide all the time, Henry? Why do you resort to these pathetic strategies of avoidance? Why do you seek to dump? You are so transparent, Henry. You are so lacking in emotional depth.
Henry? Quarter and half an hour.
I know you are listening to me, Henry. I feel we need to thrash this through, Henry, and share for God's sake. Henry, I experience you as a very threatening presence. Henry, I know you're listening to this. Henry, this is ridiculous. Who in God's name do you think you are?
Me? I'm a cold-blooded psychopath, essentially. But also I'm a very passionate and demanding man. I love and I hate. That is why they call me the Wimbledon Strangler. But Henry Farr, with the supreme arrogance of the criminal, had forgotten that shred of fibre that was to lead him to the gallows.
But they don't hang murderers anymore, do they? No! What do? They just write long, best-selling paperback books about them.
Henry?
Yes?
I was wondering how far you'd got with that dustbin case. in the Ruislip Convent.
It's on a knife edge, but we're getting there.
Good, good. We're acting for?
113A, who has always maintained that the dustbin area was his.
You're a...
Greek waiter.
And I'm a...
Brothel keeper, apparently.
Ah, very good. Now, tell me what...
Evening, the sweetest time in the suburbs, and Maple Drive, the quietest street in Wimbledon.
Und hier und jetzt vorwärts zu der anderen Hose. Immer schön langsam im Rhythmus bleiben. Good evening, Henry.
Nazi who escaped justice at Nuremberg.
1 und 2 und 3 und 4.
Morobato, darling, Morobato. Let it flow, darling. Let it flow. Be wistful, wistful, wistful. Beethoven is saying, I am sad, a little sad.
She's going to be difficult to kill, no question about it. Yes, she has that dogged look about her. Could I push her off a cliff? Assuming I could persuade her to go near a cliff in the first place. We could go down to Beachy Head, wander along the cliff edge, casual remark along the lines of, oh, look over there, and a shove in the small of the back.
Hannah's old son. Committed any crimes today?
Detective Inspector.
Now, after 6 p.m, my friend, it's Russell Rush. All this policeman wants to hear about now is the music of the early 17th century.
Hi. Come inside.
No, I'll wait for the lovely Elinor out here.
No.
She's a very gifted teacher. Do you realise that, Henry? My God, you have a fantastic woman in there.
Indeed.
Maisie! Maisie! Do you want merit? Caedmon McCrae got merit. Wolfstan McCrae got distinction.
Perhaps a few blows to the side of the head with a mallet.
You're back.
Yes.
You look shifty.
Yes.
What have you been doing?
Nothing?
Is that Russell Rush outside?
Seems to be.
Oh, Henry, you might have asked him in.
He wanted to wait outside.
We're singing two-part canzonetti.
Maybe he wants to do it in the road.
Henry, why are you so angry at me?
Or perhaps an electric fire dropped surreptitiously into a bath one afternoon. And while we're at it, there are a few other people who need offing. The publisher, Karim Jackson, for example, who took a brief glimpse at my masterpiece.
Look, Mr. Farr, thank you very much for letting us have a peek at your manuscript. It's a colossal thing. Did you know it weighs nearly 3 kilograms? Some of us were very excited about it, but not, I fear, moi. And as I am le patron of the place, I'm going to have to ask you to take it away. Assuming you can get it down the stairs, that is. Do let us see anything else of yours.
What, like my wife? My mother? Or my underpants? Or my collected edition of poison pen letters? Wimbledon and crime. Everett Maltby, the Wimbledon poisoner. The Wimbledon poisoner. Of course.
Henry!
Hello. I'm the Wimbledon poisoner.
Henry!
You want like a nice cup of tea? Or perhaps a biscuit? Or perhaps a nice slice of cake?
Henry! Why are you sticking your bottom out like that?
Am I, darling? Perhaps it's insecurity.
Oh, you're sick.
Yes, darling.
I'm off. The boiler needs its thing looked at. Maisie has volcano homework.
Yes. Yes, mistress. Yes, yes, yes.
I think I'll make a nice curry. What about these volcanoes?
What about them?
Well, quite.
Who needs them?
Who needs them? I've seen this. They'll get blown up. It's really good.
Henry. Saturday. Your turn to do the shopping, and you're taking Maisie to ballet.
I am. I am indeed. Saturday is not a day of rest for Henry. No. On Saturdays, we follow a routine as carefully planned as that of a Carmelite nun. Maisie must go to ballet, to piano, and many other lessons where she is taught skills she has no hope of acquiring.
Maisie! Ballet! Ballet, Maisie! Ballet, ballet, ballet! Maisie! Maisie! Ballet! Ballet, ballet, ballet!
Oh.
Now. Number 47 will now perform the ritual known as Is the Mitsubishi Scratched Yet?
What is your fear, number 47? That your car would have suffered the mechanical equivalent of cot death during the night? I sometimes think we'd be doing you a favour by having a furniture van reverse into the bloody thing. All things must die, number 47. Even expensive things. Like my wife.
Maisie! Ballet! Ballet, Maisie! Ballet, ballet, ballet! Maisie! Ballet!
I'm good at ballet.
Is that your considered opinion?
Quite good anyway.
I'll tell you one thing, Maisie.
What?
You're a lot better than me.
You can say that again. Actually, I don't think I'm good at ballet. I don't think I want to go to ballet.
You must go to ballet. Mummy wants you to go to ballet.
Do you want me to go to ballet?
I'm 43, Maisie. I have no opinions or feelings. Arthur will be at the ballet, eh? You like Arthur? For some inexplicable reason. There's Arthur. And Arthur's daddy, Donald. You like Donald?
Do I?
Donald's a doctor. His manner is almost eerily medical, I find.
Hello, Henry. How's that cracking wife of yours?
She's cracking.
And how are we today?
I'm fine.
Good.
You? Good. Actually, I've had a bit of a cold.
Oh, cold, is it, eh? Well, the old night nurse, I suppose. Be seeing you.
Yes. Why is it, whenever I see Donald, the phrase I always want to use is, "How long have I got, Doctor?"
I give you a week.
Good morning. Morning.
May I help?
Yeah, I'm looking for a book. Poisons.
Sorry?
Poisons?
Oh, poisons.
Yes.
You mean toxicology? This is another good one.
Yes, thank you. That's that's just what I'm looking for. Toxicology, fatal to man. Yeah, marvellous.
Is that right?
Thallium. Thallium is odourless, tasteless, and virtually impossible to detect. I could sprinkle it on her yoghurt. All she ever eats is yoghurt. Effects of, see page 179. Thallium poisoning mimics the symptoms of a type of polyneuritis known as the Guillain-Barré syndrome. Well, Donald, you're a doctor. What do you think of it? Is it serious, or is it a touch of the old polyneuritis, do you think? The principal use of thallium is in the manufacture of optical lenses of a high refractive index. Optical lenses, yeah, optical lenses.
What can you see, Henry? I am a short-sighted git. Now, seriously, that elephant's all a blur, isn't it? Henry, old son, I think that lovely wife of yours may have a point. You are a mess, my friend. Now, if I do this...
Graham, it's Mrs. Pullinger on her mobile. She's dropped her contacts. She needs to be talked down Tombs Road.
Oh, dear. Thank God. Hello there, Mrs. Pullinger. You're halfway down Tombs Road, yes? Left-hand side, looking towards the village, right. And you're not yet at Markham Crescent. Good, good. Now, are you listening? Put your left arm out and edge towards the houses on your left. Can you feel a hedge? Or brickwork? What? You can feel something slimy.
It may concern.
Hello?
Professor
Pullinger?
Alan Bleeth is working on optical lenses of a high refractive index.
Right, now, you should be
And
coming up to Markham Crescent now, Mrs. Pullinger.
Needs 10 grams of thallium
As far as I remember,
for research
there were some
purposes.
roadworks. Yeah, just before you reach the curve. Go forward very slowly. Now, you're breaking up. Graham!
Can't stop. Just remembered. Urgent shopping.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello. I need, 10 to 15 grams of thallium. I don't know whether you stock it, or should I go to a larger store? Don't know whether you keep registered poisons or not.
but just moved research labs, you see.
Thallium.
Yes, thallium, that's the one. The one where your hair falls out and you die screaming.
What do you require this for?
Research on optical lenses of a high refractive index.
Yes.
Ah, here's my authority.
Professor Bleeth. Identification.
Oh, God. Left the old driving licence.
Yes, well, you will need to sign the register. That'll be £13.50.
Really? Oh, very cheap. Cheap way of murdering your wife. Very reasonable. Very reasonable indeed.
Where's the shopping?
Sorry, had a lot on my mind.
Shopping, shopping, Saturday. You go shopping.
Is that a command or a statement?
Henry.
Or some kind of scientific law?
Henry, you're being silly.
It's not my turn to do the shopping.
It is.
It isn't.
It is.
It isn't.
It is.
What if it is? I'm always going.
You are not always going. You know you are not. You know this.
You've been seeing your therapist again. I very much do not want to get into that car again.
Oh, can I go to supermarkets? I like supermarkets.
Maisie will stay with Mummy. And Maisie and Mummy will practice Maisie's cello.
I like supermarkets.
I'll bring you something.
No sweets.
Yes, madam.
Plenty of fibre.
Of course, my angel.
Wherever possible. Organic.
I tell you what, I'll bring you back something nourishing. I thought I'd cook tonight.
Hello. Eleanor's last meal on Earth. This chicken has been allowed to roam at liberty in the Luberon district of Provence and fed a diet of pure maize, but eventually whopped on the head like all the other chickens. This chicken has been through Jungian analysis and allowed to choose the manner of its own death. Ah, perfect. This is Eleanor's favourite, isn't it, darling? You like breast, don't you, my love? Good. Just munch on the breast. Just munch.
Are you going to make love to that chicken?
Hi.
You look miles away.
I was.
You're a bit behind, Henry.
Mm-hmm.
But you're all right, though.
Fine. Never better.
Well, I'm off to pet foods and pet hygiene via sauces and pickles. Do you fancy coming?
No, thanks. I've got to find something light for Eleanor. And to tell you the truth, she's been a bit off colour lately.
Ah, really? Well, I wouldn't take that one if I were you. Looks like they've kicked it around the floor.
Oh, yes. Oh, doesn't matter. Probably give me a discount.
See you for a pint later?
Why not?
Eden what? Slice it, bake it, use it in casseroles?
Or just throw it at the neighbours?
Well, some bloke came into the surgery and complained of headaches. But what do you want me to do about it? I said, I mean, I get headaches. We all get headaches. Piss off out of it, I said. You're giving me a bloody headache.
Good for you. Send him away with a flea in his ear. Psychosomatic, I suppose.
Well, turned out to be a brain tumour. Christ. Can you beat it? Can you beat it? So, how's the book?
Needs editing.
Pretty fascinating. The history of Wimbledon.
Yes, sir. On a bit of
Who was that bloke you were telling me about the other day?
Oh, I can't remember.
The Wimbledon poisoner. Everett Maltby.
Yeah. Was I talking about him?
You were indeed. about how he poisoned his wife and his mother-in-law and any number of people, including the regulars at his local.
Oh, yes. Him.
Wonder why he did it.
Liven things up, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so. Can get pretty dull round here.
Everett Maltby broke down and confessed in this very pub in 1889.
Whatever did he do that, I wonder?
Guilt.
That.
Murderers always get caught.
You think so?
I have a sort of feeling for them. We say down at the station that you can smell one.
Really?
I call it my villain's nose.
Remarkable.
So, what's up with Ellie, then? I can't bear to think of my poor darling Ellie a bit off colour.
Come on, Donald, you should know. I mean, you're the doctor. Well, I think it's a touch of the old, polyneuritis.
Is that what I diagnosed?
Well, come on, can't you remember?
God knows. I mean, I might have said pains in the legs, sort yourself out sort of thing. I mean, these days I forget what I've prescribed and what I've diagnosed the minute they walk out of the surgery. I mean, I forget what I've been doing and what I did the day before and whose round it is.
It's yours.
If I was poisoning someone, I'd give him a bell when I wanted the death certificate.
What a good idea.
I tell you what, Henry, I'm on my own this evening. Why don't I just pop up and have a look at her?
Look, Donald, why didn't you come up and see us around 9?
Most likely it's stress. She's feeling stressed. She's got what we doctors call stress. She's probably in a stressful situation. And so she imagines she's got this
polyneuritis.
That's the one. Well, I mean, who knows what polyneuritis is, really? Really? Medicine makes a lot of claims, but, well, we doctors are mostly pretty much in the dark about things medical.
By 9, the thallium should be creeping round Elinor's bloodstream. She should be pleased to see a doctor. Even Donald.
The physical side of our marriage was always very strong. I feel as though I hadn't talked about it enough.
Next week. I feel we haven't explored our sexuality fully enough.
Sexuality? Space.
Oh, space is crucial, isn't it? Love you.
Love you.
Oh,
love you.
Hi there.
You're late. What have you been buying?
Oh,
you block me. You block my creativity.
Sorry, I bought some chicken for supper.
Why can't you understand my needs as a woman? You do not commit to the home, do you, Henry? You are, I feel I have to share this with you, intensely judgmental. You block my aspirations to becoming myself.
I only had a couple of pints.
Ah! I'm going to have a sleep.
You do that, darling. I'll work on the chicken.
And in an hour or two, Elinor will be getting her chops and the first delicious mouthful of chicken thallium. And shortly afterwards, she'll be experiencing serious abdominal discomfort.
I've had a lovely sleep.
You're being nice to me. Why are you being nice?
Sorry I was cross.
Are you programmed just to be briefly pleasant occasionally, is that it?
Stiff old Henry. But lovely smells of cooking.
Perhaps she's appealing to my better nature, making herself difficult to kill on humanitarian grounds.
I've done a lovely free-range chicken, darling. Just how you like it.
What are the vegetables?
Edenwort. It's a...
Oh, you are peculiar, Henry. You buy the most peculiar things.
Well, it's a most peculiar vegetable. It's a sort of Zambian swede, apparently. There's a sawdusty flavour to it, but if you don't like it, my sweetheart, you just fill up on the old chicken.
I'll go.
Who can that be?
Hello?
Oh, it's Donald!
She's early. Am I early?
You must stay to supper, Donald.
Now, Ellie, are you all right?
Fine. She's, fine, Donald.
Oh, thank you.
You like?
She might, of course, have fallen. Be quite a pleasant woman.
But I got it from Gunther Schell.
Isn't it remarkable that one of the few people who really dislike her should happen to be married to her, don't you think?
You carry on cooking, darling. Donald and I will have a good talk. Are you all right? You look furtive.
I am furtive.
And you look good enough to eat, Ellie.
I am good enough to eat. I've been learning to assert myself.
Learning? Learning?
Now, Ellie, tell me, how do you get your fairy tale complexion?
Well, it isn't the Wimbledon climate, I can tell you that. I long to get away.
Well, where are you going? I'll come with you.
To Portugal, to paint.
Really? Yeah. Maisie still has volcano homework. I've made her up a working supper in the sitting room.
Yes?
Yes. Organic.
He's so formal sometimes. He's so comic.
Chocolates?
Thank you, Daddy.
They say, don't they, that New York is vibrant. 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 God, Wimbledon's far more vibrant than New York.
Oh, Henry.
Sorry. No more talk. Come on, eat. There you are, darling. Lovely breast meat, just the way you like it. Leg okay for you, Donald?
Well, actually, I'd quite like a bit of breast.
All right.
Well, have this. Well, I'm not hungry all of a sudden. Have this.
No. Oh, well, I'd better get a breast.
Yes. Darling, are you sure you wouldn't like any?
No, I may have something later.
Oh, please, sweetheart. It's really, really lovely.
It is to die for.
It most certainly is, Donald.
Look, Henry, no.
It's so chewy and so fresh.
Really, you don't find it a little tough?
Not at all. No, it's delicious.
Good. Well, have some more wine. Huh? Yeah, a little.
Oh, did you do that for?
Sorry, slipped. Let me take it away, Donald.
Oh, for goodness sake, give it to the cat.
The cat?
Yes, the cat.
Oh, this is...
Bit of a cat.
Oh.
Sorry,
Well, I suppose the cat had it coming.
I would like some more.
Henry?
You will cut me some more?
Yes.
Think nothing of it, my dearios. Just give me some more white meat.
Darling, I'm just going to pop out and make a quick call.
Who to?
Work?
Wonderful.
I very much do not want Donald to die, okay? He may be boring, he may be complacent, He may well be one of the worst doctors in a Western world. But he's a 40-year-old Englishman. I mean, he's someone to drink with, for Christ's sake. Might it not be simpler just to let him go? I mean, he's had a pleasant life. A nice wife. In his terms, anyway. Nice house in the suburbs. 6 glorious years with Arthur. No, God. I couldn't do it. Not to Donald. I couldn't do it. Hello? Chelsea and Westminster Hospital.
Yes?
Poisons unit.
Putting you through? Hello, poisons unit.
Yes, I need to find the dose for... rather, the fatal dose for...
Henry?
Henry Farr here. Yes, of Harrison Overdene. Yes, about the right-slip conveyancing. Seems to be a problem about the dustbins.
This is the poisons unit.
Yes, I know. I'm terribly sorry to worry you at this time of night, but I need to know whether in the lease as originally drawn up who had responsibility for the dustbins before the Maltese entered the picture.
Listen, chum, you'd have a better chance of working out who's in charge of the dustbins if you didn't address your questions to people who are mainly concerned with pharmacology.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You've been very helpful. Thank you. Have a nice day. He's American. It's 4 in the afternoon. Yeah.
Are you all right?
Fine, fine. I'm just going to pop out for a minute.
Henry, have you gone mad?
Sure. Not yet. Fatal dose, my God! Antidote, dimercaprol, potassium chlorate. Down into the good. God.
Say what you like, my darling. If some yobbo breaks into my house, some ignorant chap bursts in and wants to nick my stereo and so on, I think I'm quite within my rights to strangle him with my bare hands.
Hi, Donald. Do you want another drink?
No, thanks, I won't. I mean, England used to be the safest place on earth. I mean, say what you like, you were safe in England, right?
Comparatively safe.
But now, England is a country run by yobbos for yobbos. A country in which law and order takes second place to the needs of some illiterate person.
Yeah, you want to finish off this wine, Donald?
No, I won't.
Yeah, beer?
No.
Brandy?
No, thank you. No.
Ouzo?
No, thank
Hot
you.
chocolate?
Really? No.
Dimercaprol?
No, thanks. Look, what I'm saying, Ellie, is where is the space in all this for the likes of me and Henry? I mean, how long will the ordinary, average bloke like me survive?
How about a cool glass of orange juice?
Henry, washing up.
Yes, my lord, my love, my love.
Go on, Donald.
Ellie, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but...
Donald, say what you...
Yeah, well,
Nothing is forever, Tibbles.
Nothing. You know, what's it all coming to? You know, the English used to care about fair play. Oh! Christ! I'm just gonna blast in the gut.
You right, Donald?
Jippy Tom.
Try some of this.
What is it?
It's Globuline. It's really, really good.
Well, I might have heard of it, but you never know with medicine. These are got any side effects.
Beneficial ones.
Oh, God, what are you trying to do? Poison me?
Poison me?
Oh, Henry, what are you doing? Oh, God, darling, look, let me take you home. You put Maisie to bed.
Oh, at least the cat likes it.
Cats.
Oh.
Oh, well, at least he's had a good innings. Strangling. I should have stuck to strangling.
What's this one about?
It's about the time I turned into a pig.
What kind of pig?
A male chauvinist pig.
Why did you turn into it?
My pig wife was going to be made into bacon.
Why?
She'd caught a disease.
What disease?
Feminism.
What's wrong with that?
Well, some feminists are all right. But some feminists are bad-tempered ratbags who should be locked in the cellar with other feminists.
Go on with the story.
All right. So, I sent my pig wife off to the evil abattoir man who lives down the lane. And I explained to her that when she was made into bacon, our relationship would improve. Think of it, I said, as therapy, because I can only relate to you when you're on a plate with a couple of fried eggs, a few chips, frying away, and I'll tell you the rest tomorrow night.
Donald is desperately ill. He's critical. Oh, chest pains, dry skin, low pulse, headaches. Poor Donald.
Well, it serves him right. He won't go around pinching other people's food.
He's in the throes of this awful thing. Don't you realise the enormity of it?
Keep still, woman.
We've sent for Roger from the practice.
Oh, well, that'll finish him off in no time.
I don't think you care about Donald.
Of course I care. Of course. In a way, I feel responsible for this state of affairs.
Oh, that is typical of you, isn't it, Henry? Everything comes back to you, doesn't it? You don't care about anything except you and your narrow little world.
And what do you care about?
Art, feelings, people, the world around me.
Bengali dancing, 14 different types of psychoanalysis.
It's just you and your Willie, isn't it? That's all you care about,
Right.
isn't it?
Which one is it to be? Which of the library of disputes shall we choose from?
Henry.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's clearly going to be an important row, so which row shall we have? Shall we have the left-wing row, the right-wing row, the merits of Jane Austen row, perhaps?
You're so lacking in tenderness.
Yes! It's, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the sex row. The sex row. It's so beautifully, so predictably ghastly. You want a bit of sex? You know sex? You know, you remember? You took her clothes off, you know? I take my penis out, stick it in you, waggle it about a bit, and some white stuff comes out, and then you go, oh, my God, is that it? Or buggery. Yeah, a bit of buggery, yes, I remember, read about that in magazine Hot Bitch, yes. Or you could suck my cock. Oh, yes. Oh, mistress. Oh, I like that, I like that. Come on, give me.
Oh, Henry, you're trying to be funny, is that it?
Marriage guidance didn't do much for your need to dump, did it?
Marriage guidance didn't express my need for brutally climaxing into tight white bottoms. But then I'm not, as obviously you are, in touch with my real feelings.
Oh, Henry, my dear Henry.
Marriage guidance. I wasn't allowed to discuss the fact that we hadn't had it since 1983, and that my much maligned chopper, whenever it was allowed out of its wife...
Henry! I'm beginning to think. I suspect I feel. We're at the end of the road.
It's Mrs. Donald.
She has a name, Henry.
I can never remember it. Yes? Oh, Donald's dead.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, no, my God. Oh, my God. Oh,
Christ, come on, he was only your doctor.
What?
Nothing. Respiratory failure at 11:30. He had hallucinations. He thought there was a pig in the room.
What kind of pig?
What kind of pig? Yeah, Christ. I liked him. I mean, he was a good bloke. He was a damn nice bloke, actually. He was a good doctor, apparently.
Oh, Henry. Billykins.
Billykins? Oh, for God's sake, surely not.
This is so awful. Oh, yes. Yes, I know. I feel it so deeply. I feel... Of course, my darling, of course.
When's the post-mortem?
My God. This makes one's own problem seem pretty small, doesn't it?
Does it?
I think you have instincts and feelings that aren't really human at all. I don't think you are human at all. You're like some disgusting little animal. I feel sorry for you, Henry. You'll wake up one morning and discover just how utterly ghastly you are. And I don't think you'll find that very easy to live with. I'm going to bed.
She has 3 minutes to live.
What are you doing, Henry? Do you want sex again?
Do you mean again?
You only ever touch me when you want sex.
No, I don't. I need to feel your closeness. I want to touch you tenderly. I want to feel the warmth of your body.
Oh, shut up, Henry! All you ever do is grope my fanny and expect me to respond. Sex isn't like going to the lavatory, you know.
Speak for yourself. What's wrong with going to the lavatory? There are worse places. I like going to the lavatory.
We have noticed. How can you, though? How can you? Your best friend lies dead. Dead! And all you can think about is that!
Maybe I'm gay.
Oh, don't be silly, Henry.
I mean, it might be quite fun having sex with a man. Hey, make a change from having sex with you, or not having sex with you.
Henry, you're being silly. Silly and offensive.
A pair of white jeans, a carefully placed handkerchief, and hey-ho for one of London's open spaces.
I think you're sick. I think you need treatment. Your best friend lies dead. What does that mean to you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Donald. I'm really sorry.
Look, mate, it happens. Come to the funeral.
Of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Were you thinking about Donald?
Yeah, I was thinking what a nice bloke he was.
Oh, my God. He leaves a great gaping hole in the community.
He does? He does.
1 minute there he was, laughing and joking, having a good time. Next minute there he was, writhing in agony.
Yes. Yes, I know.
It was as if he'd been poisoned or something.
I think that remark is in very poor taste.
The curious thing is, we've just had the nearest thing to a conversation we've had for about a year. and once or twice it came dangerously close to amiability. I seemed to be in charge of refreshments for Donald's funeral. A punch, I think, for the neighbours, and a special brew for the wife. Now, what is needed is something basic, just as long as it can be got somehow or other past Elinor's front teeth and into her digestive system.
Hello there, Henry. Got you doing the cleaning, has she?
A little something missing, I think. Ah, yes. Bleach. Oh, my God. Restoration.
What are you doing in there, Henry?
Making the punch, my love.
How's it going?
Oh, you know, I think it's, I think it's quite imaginative.
I'm off to bed. Henry, Donald's death has set me thinking.
Has it? What about?
You and me, darling. I know we're going through a bad patch at the moment.
Oh, I don't know. You know, there are some very positive things about our relationship.
You're always brutally male, Henry. But this may be a defence mechanism. I am a very strong woman.
Not half.
What was that?
Nothing, Dave. Nothing.
I get a lot of validation. Neighbours find me attractive and vital. And you are threatened. You are reactionary, as poor, dear, darling Donald was.
I feel...
Oh, yes.
As a man.
Oh, yes, yes.
I want to...
Share it with me.
Share it with you.
Share what with me, you funny little man?
Well, the punch.
Would you please be seated?
Donald's funeral was, in the planning stages at least, a magnificent affair.
Donald Templeton was a man loved, and I mean loved, by all who knew him.
Which did not include you, chum.
What was that?
Nothing,
Those
darling.
who followed his career in television, from his role of assistant film editor up through the features department of Granada Television, through to his incredibly successful period as producer of the BBC programme Getaway 76, knew him to be resourceful, keen, and deeply aware of the problems not just of travel, his chosen speciality, but also of such things as cuisine and interior design. But when we think of Donald today, which I can assure you we do, we think of those left behind, of Norman, and of Jean-Paul, and of little Beatrice, who is affected as deeply by this as anyone, including the Sussex members of the family who, because of the railway crash you all know about, can't be with us today. Donald Templeton smiles down on us today. His conversion to Islam, his rejection of that faith in the subsequent period when the disease left him all but unrecognizable to any but a few close friends, are things we may wish to pass over. But as...
no way but forward, Bonzo.
But as a man once said, death is a great leveller, and if ever a man sleeps well after a day's work well done, then that man is, and I pray God give him rest, Donald Templeton. Goodbye, Donald.
Perhaps she's thinking of the more glamorous and civilized life she could have led as the wife of the producer of Getaway 76.
I've finished now.
You certainly have, sunshine, and hopefully to jump in the furnace.
Stop muttering, Henry.
I had a speech, but I'm going to throw it away. I want to talk to you from my heart. I didn't recognize the man that's been described here today. I don't know which Donald Templeton he was talking about, but it wasn't my Donald Templeton. I'm not saying that Donald Templeton wasn't a nice bloke. Fair play to him, and I'm sorry he's obviously in the same situation in which my Donald Templeton finds himself. But no way was my Donald Templeton the producer of Getaway 76. You can't think how this cock-up has occurred, and I'm deeply distressed by it. Distressed, but also, in a way, glad, because it shows us, I think, that death is a universal thing. It happens to us all, even if we are a producer of Getaway 76. No matter how famous and glorious and so on, death comes for us. Fairly soon. Fairly fucking soon, anyway.
I said fuck at a funeral. I swore. At a funeral. It'd all been going so well. Why did I do that?
Donald was a doctor of medicine. Not of law, not of English, not, thank God, of sociology, but that art of healing which his widow, Mrs. Donald, needs so much, as we all do, after listening to what we have listened to here. Yes, Donald was a doctor. Not a brilliant doctor, not a high flyer, and not always, well, right. Often, as we know, to our cost, completely, hopelessly wrong in diagnostic terms, way off the mark, quite frequently.
I cannot stop. I have to find somehow in the middle of all this the tribute to a man I thought was a really nice bloke. Well, a wee bit of a racist.
A wee bit of a racist? A wee bit of a racist, perhaps, but then who, may I say, isn't? Who isn't, when it comes down to it, fed up to the back teeth with hearing about mad mullahs chopping off people's hands for blasphemy and...
Why am I talking about mullahs?
Opticians. Like doctors, are the kind of people you find around here in Wimbledon. Donald was not a foreigner. Or a dentist. Or a policeman. He was not connected with the law in any way, but he is now in a situation which unites all those professions, and indeed others, by which I mean the dead situation. Death, even in suspicious circumstances, is something that creates a bond between us. Death, as someone said, is no laughing matter. It's not a subject for comedy, except, of course, in the sense that All of us here today, English people here today, are here to mourn a loved friend and colleague, to mourn his passing, but also to have, well, yes, a laugh. A laugh, because Donald, as an Englishman, and not a German, Nazi or otherwise, was an Englishman. Donald was an English doctor. And I know there are people in the world who find such people not intrinsically interesting. They would rather hear about aborigines or people who have it away with gorillas. Or, you know, they don't care about ordinary, decent people. They don't give a fucking stuff about Donald Templeton.
I've said fuck again. I've said fuck twice at a funeral.
Death is nature's way. Nature's way of what, you may ask? And I have no clear answer to that. Or indeed to anything. Which may be due to, drink. Yes, I used to drink with Donald at the pub to get away from the old rat, as it were, although that was not his preferred name for, Mrs. Donald. Or Billykins, as we call her, as indeed that is her name. Donald loved her with an almost childlike devotion, couldn't bear to be parted from her, followed her almost everywhere, almost to the point of hampering her every freedom of movement. Look, Donald was my mate. And if he was here today, which in a sense he is, except he's in this box. That's what I mean. Oh, my God! He's in this box! And here am I talking about him as a man, and which I am, and Donald, if you hadn't noticed, was a man. Yes. One of those phallic monsters, one of those patriarchal blokes that feminism, and of course, Donald was no feminist. Yes, an English, ordinary something, 40-something-year-old bloke. And what did he want? What did he want with his outdated attitudes and his, well, frankly, penis? What did he want with his mortgage and his little horizons and his contempt for all the fucking rubbish that gets talked about these days?
I have said fuck 3 times, but they're still listening to me.
He wanted what any man wants anywhere on the globe. A loyal wife. A little bit of land to call his. A job to put food on the table. A child that would love him and that he would raise properly. He didn't want to go to prison or be involved in a war. But if it had come to that, he would have fought for Wimbledon. What I'm trying to say... What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that no human life form, not even Donald Templeton, is completely beneath contempt. I know that sounds incredibly rude. I don't mean it to be.
Go on, mate. Go on. Tell it like it is. Go on.
What I'm trying to say is that sometimes I feel beneath contempt. I'm the sort of ordinary husband and father with not very many views about the world, who's led a very ordinary and decent life, who wanted to do good and brave and dangerous things, but never got the chance. And Donald was like that. Yeah, Donald was like that. He was a romantic, you know. Oh, he was a wild fucking romantic. Oh, yes. He was a man who dared, who wanted more. And I think that's why I liked him. It's because, like Donald, I look up at the sky above Wimbledon and I say, oh, God, you bastard! I love you! That's you and me and her! That's us! That's the next day of our lives! Let's try, shall we, and find that little bit that lurked in Donald Templeton out of us. Let's be wild and ridiculous and free, shall we? In memory of him! Yes, Henry, yes! Let's do it for Donald! Let's go for it, because he's dead and we'll all be dead soon. I'm speaking the truth of my heart here, because underneath this rather boring exterior, I care. And I'm not sure what I care about exactly, but one of the things that I care about that isn't Poland or Nicaragua, but right here, I'm part of the country that I love. And one of the things I don't want to see change too much are people like Donald Templeton, because Donald Templeton is me. I'm in that box, feeling what he's feeling, going through what he's going through, going what he's going through, man. Thanks, Donald. Thanks for everything. It's your round, old son.
It was not what I meant to say.
Not at Donald's funeral, anyway, but I think it was something that needed saying.
And how you feel, Henry? We feel the same, in a way.
One or two very good points you made there, Henry.
You spoke for us all. Well, some of us.
Yeah.
To Donald.
Hey,
Donald.
Of course.
It's good, isn't it?
Fine.
Absolutely delicious. Very nice. You know the mixture. Yeah. I know the fruit's better for tea, but I mean, there's an Angostura of bitters, I think. But Angostura of bitters. Absolutely delicious. You know, I mean, it's an old thing. Oh, you think so?
Henry. How could you do that?
I'm sorry. I was upset.
It was embarrassing.
Have a drink.
No, I couldn't.
Go on, you said you'd have a drink. I'm having one. It's nice.
How could I when...
Don't let this go to waste, Elinor.
Oh, I don't know. At least you spoke out.
Yes.
That is you. Maybe weird, but...
I think this has got more go in it than that one. Where's this one from, Henry?
Not sure. I think it was already poured. Actually.
I think they got some really good stuff around here, and they're keeping it from us.
Look for it then. Come on, take us all the room.
At least you didn't bury your feelings.
Well, you can't accuse me of that.
Deep down, you probably do care about the things that I care about.
Dolphins, unleaded petrol.
All anyone wants of anyone is a spark of caring, something that tells them they're still alive.
Alive? Yes.
What have we here? Lot 55, whose is that?
You feel threatened by me, don't you, Henry? That's our problem, isn't it?
I feel...
What is it that frightens you, Henry? Is it my physical presence as a woman? Is it my needs and powers as a mother? Or are you frightened of me as an intellectual?
Share and share alike!
I'm frightened of you as a thing. By the way you look at me, by the space you take up, by you.
Oh, Henry. You are funny. Oh, God.
Oh, wow, wazza! That's got a kick to it, eh?
I don't think it's that nice, actually.
Well, I found it tasted very peculiar indeed. I couldn't get it down at all.
What's been put in it? Paint stripper?
Look, if you don't fancy it, don't have it.
Oh, it's lively, but I like it.
Extraordinary. Very positive nose, plenty of fruit. Reminds me of a New World wine aged in a barrel of bleach.
Look, if there's anything wrong with it, don't touch it. It's safer, really.
I think a rat's drowned in this.
Probably Derek slipped something in it to finish me off, then he can have the car all to himself.
Elinor, you going to try some?
Wouldn't agree with me, darling.
I think you're right about the fruit. I mean, it's well orchestrated, as we say up north.
Look, I don't think you should...
No. It's aggressive, but good. Do you think there's Slivovitch in it or some regional tequila?
Well, I'd love some more. I think it's delicious.
Look, I don't... Oh, gosh. Inspector Rush.
No, I don't think I will, thanks, Henry. Not today. I don't like to drink anything I'm not absolutely sure of.
I will. I find it really helps the pros along.
Can I have a larger glass?
This punch has got a real punch to it. Come on, up here.
This really is a punch. When you go, you know.
Oh, I know.
Derek,
doesn't understand me.
No?
I don't have orgasms with him, you know. I did with the Italian. But him, no dice. It's tiny.
Oh, dear.
Another?
No, thanks, and I wouldn't touch any more if I were...
No, I still have a good body.
Really, Vera?
No,
No, I really don't touch any more, Vera.
Vera.
Vera!
Ah, Henry, still not partaking of the brew? Can't we persuade you to any?
It has a refreshing directness. Teeth are like that. I am a dentist. I know about teeth. Teeth are the seat of basic human emotions. Isn't that right, Edwina?
I don't think anyone thinks that apart from you, David.
My wife, a genuine wit. Don't you love her? Don't you? None of you floss. Teeth have shaped the modern world. Teeth are the coal face. Teeth are the expression of a society. But the British teeth have lost their way. Your teeth are responsible for the failure of Britain to
Wowza! Look at him go! More punch!
I was never particularly fond of David Sprott. I always resented the mechanical, almost threatening manner in which the man said rinse. Well, only one way forward, Henry, and that's forward.
Sorry. No, it's all right. It's just... What does it all mean, Henry? I mean, what's it all for? What's Ian McKeown got that I haven't? Glasses. That's all. Those glasses. And Marquez? It's all written out, isn't he? Excuse me.
Why is he showing his teeth like that? Is it some form of advertisement?
He is dead, Henry. He is dead. He is dead. He is dead.
Yeah, this is all getting depressingly familiar.
Dead, Henry. Dead.
Who's dead? Say it's me. Oh, God, please let it be me.
There's another dead in the loo. Follow me. It's not a pretty sight.
Oh.
There's nothing we can do for her. Concentrate on the living, Ellie.
She was 92, darling.
92 is not old.
There's one on the roof. Next door!
Ah!
Your wife is quite a girl, Henry.
Wimbledon! So lovely. I want to die. I love you anymore.
Graham.
Go away. I want to die.
We don't want to kill you. We want to help you.
If you liked her, of course, you could see her as magnificently human. She consoles. She comforts. Did she learn all this at therapy class?
Graham, you are a person in your own right. Eyesight is not the be-all and end-all.
She treats all the inhabitants of Maple Drive with as much care and concern as if they were Nicaraguan peasants.
Oh, there. Safe. Safe.
There's a woman in the fish pond.
Oh, I must go to her.
Is she all bad?
Oh, oh God, don't leave me. Come on, come on.
She gives cardiac massage. She puts her fingers down people's throats. Why did I want to poison such a strong, friendly, and useful woman?
Come on, Henry. Think positive, Jean. Think positive. I'm losing her.
She's not positive, that's the thing.
God!
In the end, only 3 people died after what became known as the Maple Drive orgy. David Sprott, Mrs. 47, and Vera got all the things there. Loomis, who, as she was 92, didn't really count.
Chris.
Fatty?
Maze.
I'll have a bun when we get there.
Off you go, darling.
Often as summer wears on in Maple Drive, I think about not poisoning my wife. I think about not poisoning her as much as I think about poisoning her.
Isn't it funny there was no autopsy after that awful business?
Yes.
Were you suspicious?
Well,
Is that why you bought all those books on poisons?
What books?
All great poisoners of the world. Death was their business. Exeter poisoner. 1001 toxic deaths.
Oh, those.
The life of William Palmer, the Staffordshire poisoner. Hyoscenic uses in toxicology by Adolf G. Arsenic and you by... Are you trying to poison me, Henry? I say, everybody! Henry's trying to poison me!
Darling, I wouldn't do that if I wouldn't do that. Darling, I love you.
Indeed. What has she done to me? Why am I trying to poison her? Doesn't this approach to our marriage need a complete rethink?
Oh, aren't the leaves beautiful?
They are. They are.
Yes, there's quite a lot to be said for leaving Elinor alive. From the administrative point of view alone. Where is the salt for the washing machine kept? How would I tell Maisie about periods?
Hello there.
Hi.
Might I have a word?
Is this about our double parking, Russell? Are we going to be taken away and whipped in some dark room?
I'm afraid it isn't, Ellie. It's about, poisoning.
Oh, oh, oh well, that's me you want to see, is it?
It is, Henry. I'm very much afraid it is.
Well, you carry on, darling, and I'll be right along. Huh? Well, let's hope it's not too serious.
Well, it depends how serious you call poisoning, Henry. Shall we go in then?
Yeah, why not?
Henry.
Yes?
Oh, drink the wine I've made you, dear, and feel the darkness grow.
And the second and final part of this story is next Sunday on BBC One at 9:15.